In a country where women remain vastly underrepresented in political leadership, Honourable Kafilat Adetola Ogbara stands as a bold exception. The member representing Kosofe Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honourable Ogbara is not just the first woman to occupy the seat, she is shaping a narrative rooted in grassroots development, digital empowerment, and inclusive governance. Born in 1972 into the respected Kasumu family of Lagos Island, Honourable Kafilat Adetola Ogbara's educational foundation was laid at Adrao International School, Victoria Island, and Federal Home Science Primary School, Ikoyi, Lagos. She completed her secondary education at Federal Government Girls College, Lantan, Plateau State. She then proceeded to the University of Lagos, Unilag, where she earned a bachelor's degree in English Language and Literature, followed by 2 master's degrees, one in International Law and Diplomacy, and the other in Public Administration, both also from Unilag. Her academic achievements laid the groundwork for a career that spans media, management, public administration, and public service. Honourable Kafilat Ogbara's political journey began long before her 2023 electoral victory. In 2007, she first ventured into politics under the banner of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). After aligning with the All Progressives Congress (APC) in 2015, she spent years building her political profile before clinching the party's ticket and emerging victorious in the 2023 general elections, polling 45,111 votes. Sworn in as the first female federal lawmaker from Kosofe, her emergence marked a significant shift in a political landscape dominated by men. Honourable Ogbara began her career in property and facility management within the family business. She later transitioned into media, hosting the television program Faces and Events on the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA). Subsequently, she served as publisher of Today's Prime News and was appointed Managing Director, CEO of the National Mirror newspaper. Her leadership experience extended into public service, where she held board appointments with the National Center for Women Development, the National Horticultural Research Institute, and the Nigeria Television Authority (NTA) in Abuja. In 2020, she was appointed Commissioner at the Lagos State Audit Service Commission, a position she relinquished to contest and eventually won the House of Representatives seat for Kosofe in 2023. Honourable Ogbara currently serves as Chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development. In this capacity, she has championed key issues affecting women, children, and youth. Her legislative focus spans are women empowerment, health reforms, education and youth training, environmental advocacy, peace and security, reaching the grassroots. Beyond the parliamentary debates, Honourable Ogbara's true strength lies in her visible presence and direct engagement at the grassroots level. In a year marked by economic hardship, she launched several impactful initiatives across Kosofe, including digital literacy for women, ICT centers, artisan empowerment, support for persons with disabilities, food and energy relief, anti-drug roadshow. Honourable Kafilat Ogbara blends academic rigor, media savvy, and political experience in her leadership role. As Kosofe's first female federal legislator, her tenure is defined by grassroots engagement, policy, advocacy, and inclusive service delivery.
Here on the program today, we have Honourable Kafilat Ogbara. She is the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, currently serving as federal representative representing Kosofe Constituency in the 10th National Assembly. Honourable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's talk about reserved seats for women bill that is happening now. It's like it's everywhere now. So what prompted that bill? What made it to start happening now? Why do you think it is timely at this point in time?
No, thank you very much. Actually, it didn't start now.
Okay.
It started almost 2 years ago. Immediately we got elected. The first thing I requested was to request for all the rejected gender bills in the past assemblies. And that was why, I was prompted to go on with a reserved seat bill. And the bill, we have about 3 of them. We have HB 1189, HB 1349, and of course, HB 1429, which is my own as well. The other one is for the Deputy Speaker, the 1349, which is the one we are all queuing behind, consolidated, and, campaigning with. And actually, the truth is that we all know that Nigerian women have been left behind for too long. And the percentage that we have recently is just less than 4% in the legislative arm of government. We have just 4 women in the Senate out of 109, and we have 15 women in the House of Representatives out of 360. That is alarmingly low. And even in the whole of Africa, the percentage of women representation in Nigeria is the lowest in the whole of Africa. And globally, we are still at the bottom. So this is not good for our image. It's not good for what we represent, because we have about 50% of the population of Nigeria being women. And so the time for it cannot be better than now. And the good news is that the leadership of the National Assembly has the political will. And of course, the executive, Mr. President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We know that the president is a gender-sensitive president. He is the only man that I know in this country today that has allowed his wife to contest in the Senate for 3 times. So how can a man be more gender-sensitive? So we are very positive that the best time is now. And this is why we are driving it now, we are pushing it, and we are doing all the advocacy that we can do. And this is why, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Iye Zauzau, Right Honourable Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, our he for she hero, a supporter of women agenda, has constituted a committee to lead the advocacy, of which I am also the chairperson, leading the advocacy of the campaign for the reserved seats for our women. And of course, our Deputy Speaker has been very active, very, very agile, very positive, a he for she as well. He has been the sponsor of one of the bills, and he has taken it very, very far as well. And, all hands are on deck in every quarter to ensure that the desired result is achieved. And of course, the leadership will not be enforcing it on the members. We have started to lobby all our members. We have started to campaign to them. We have started to educate them and enlighten them that, look, this reserved seats that we are asking for is not a threat to anybody's seat. It's not going to affect your seat. And of course, it's not even going to affect the existing women's seats. If you contested an election in any state and you are in the House of Representatives, it does not mean that when the law of the reserved seats bill is enacted, it will now be like, no, you cannot contest in this local government again. They will now push all the women to the reserved seats level. No, it's not going to be like that. The reserved seats bill is requesting for extra seats for the Senate in every state, 1 extra seat for a woman. In every state, 1 extra seat for the House of Representatives. And in every state, 3 extra seats for the House of Assembly, where we are going to be having a representation from each senatorial district. We have 3 senatorial districts in every state in the country. So we're going to be having a woman in each senatorial district represent us at the House of Assembly.
Okay. Critics already have it that meritocracy might undermine, underplay the aim and objective of this bill. So how do you answer to that?
Well, I don't think so, because constitutionally, there's going to be a proper legal framework of how the nomination will be done, how the election will be done. This will be done by INEC. And of course, constitutionally, anybody contesting the reserved seat is going to be like any normal senator, any normal House of Rep member, any House of Assembly member. It doesn't mean that because you came in through the reserved seat that you are lower in status or in any way than your other colleagues. No, everything is the same, no difference, perfect. And we have also in the bill included a review process that is going to be done after 4 election cycles. That is after 6 years. The whole process of the bill will be reviewed. If there will be any amendments, if there will be any further improvements, if there will be any other adjustments and all that, you know, for us to have a perfect situation. It's not a new thing. A lot of countries across board have experimented it, and it has, you know, worked well for them. We have countries like Uganda, Liberia, Namibia, which other country? Different countries, South Africa, Senegal. Different countries have, you know, experimented this, and it has worked for them. So why not Nigeria? And the fact that whenever we go out of this country to attend to international functions, it's always very embarrassing that most of the time it's only our men that are there, or just one woman. And even by international standard now, a lot of all this our international fora, they have insisted that once the women representation, the quota is not there, you will be losing your right to vote in the international community. So I mean, we don't need anybody to tell us. And when we are clamoring for women inclusion, or we are saying that women should be properly represented, it's not a selfish reason, and it's not being discriminatory. We are just saying this in the interest of national development, in the interest of growth, in the interest of ensuring that we have, you know, eradication of poverty and of course hunger. Because even by sustainable development goals, on number 5 of that sustainable development goal, the agenda is for us to have, you know, equality, gender equity and all that. So we need to balance our gender parity. In a situation where you have policies, you have programs for implementation, and that gender lens of a woman is missing in what you are looking at, you cannot get the correct perspective. You cannot get the perfect perspective. Because as a nation, we think we are doing it right now. But when we involve more women, we'll do it better. And this is the reality, this is the truth. And even by simple analysis of every home, I keep saying it that in every home, where a woman is okay, where a woman is properly empowered, and the man is also okay, the children are automatically fine. What makes a society, what makes the world? It starts from the unit of the home. So if this home is fine, the other home is fine, that home is fine, the society is perfect. So what more can we ask for? So it's just the prerequisite, the solution, the immediate avenue for Nigeria to get it right by empowering her women. Because Nigerian women, they are very, very hardworking, very positive-minded, they are multitasking. When you give a woman something to do, you get the results. And this is the truth. And even when women are properly represented, you get to find out that democratically, to respond to dividends of democracy for constituents, a lot of women deliver even more than the men. So there are so many instances, so many examples, so many reasons why the women must be at the table, because you cannot decide for them when they are not there. It is only a woman that can tell you what the women will need when it comes to maternal mortality from experience, what the children will need when it comes to child care, what we will need when it comes to home front, and a lot of other things that the men can have no answers to. So why can't we have it side by side, and then we balance what we need to so that we can get the desired result?
Okay, so now the bill is being sponsored, and what can you say about the women's readiness to embrace this involvement that, you know, that they are being called upon to do? Are there platforms, are there mediums to actually educate them on the importance of this? Because actually most women shy away from these leadership positions. So are there a way of educating them, of letting them know the importance of them occupying these seats?
Well, our women are ready, our women are set. And this is why you have seen that back to back, we are holding programs, sessions. Recently, we held our media brief just to enlighten the public, listen to questions from the public, and you can see how the women stormed that hall. Even we didn't have enough seats for people to sit. So, and we have taken the campaign across the country by the Constitution Review Committee of the House. This is the bill of the House. We have a leadership that is positive. They have the political will to deliver. And every region that we have gone to the southwest, south, southeast, northeast, north central, we have gone everywhere. And the acceptance has been, very, very commendable, very encouraging. And a lot of community leaders, community stakeholders, royal fathers, market women, everybody, they came out en masse, and the support has been massive. So we are very, very positive that this bill will pass through. The women are ready for this bill. And of course, the National Assembly is ready to deliver. We are still, waiting for the final, support of all our members so that we can be 100% sure that it will scale through. And of course, we have called out all relevant stakeholders at the press briefing yesterday, because we need the support of all our governors, the governors forum, so that the houses of assembly, we can have the required 2/3 percentage that we need to deliver the bill across board, because we have the houses of assembly as well, and the houses of assemblies must pass the bill to go through. So it's not just a National Assembly thing, it's a national thing. It's a national question that must be answered, and the answer must be positive. So we are not enforcing it, we are not being combative, we are appealing, we are lobbying, and we are also enlightening and pleading with our men that they should see reason why this bill must pass through. And I'm sure their daughters are watching, even the wives are watching. If you think that this bill does not concern you, it may affect your daughter in future. So you can never tell. So we need to do things right for, posterity to judge us right. And I'm very sure a lot of our men have been enlightened, and I'm very sure they are all positive to ensure that the passage of this bill becomes a positive one and it becomes law.
Okay, that takes me to the next question concerning the not too young to run bill act. So is there any particular age bracket that this bill is favoring, or does it run across board for every woman out there?
No, it's not particular, it's not discriminatory, does not have any limit of age, nothing. And you know that for our women, we have a lot of challenges, financial, economical. We have the cultural stereotypes are there. A lot of our women in the north are facing that. And you find out that even as we are presently, we still have about 14 states that do not have even a woman at all in the houses of assembly. So this is why.
So what could be the reason? Is it social factors, or is it just
cultural, religious? It's just a cultural thing. I think they believe that the women should not be seen at the front, or they should just be seen, they should not be heard. Whatever it is, we are doing the enlightenment and the education, to that level, to the very, very grassroots, so that they know that women have a representation. Because even in Islam, you find out that historically, when the men went to war with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find out that it is the women that are behind that treat the wounded warriors. So women have always had a role to play historically, culturally, and the role of women, you cannot underemphasize it. We play so many roles that we can't even quantify. So if we are not there, what can a man do really? What can they really do? So this is the truth, and it's a fact. So, but we are trying to enlighten and educate our people that, this bill is coming from very good intention, for growth and for development, for peace. Because even where you have women on the table, where you have to resolve issues of conflict, violence, where you have the angle of a woman leading such a delegation or mediating, you find out that it's easier to resolve. So many instances. If you talk about security institutions, recently the House has also passed, for inclusion of women, more women in our security institutions, because the roles that women play as spies, espionage, where you need women to go into a compound where they would normally not allow a man to enter, or where they use hijab, full hijab, they cover fully. It's only a woman that can go in there. If you need to investigate anything, you need to ask questions. You are in a place newly, you want to know what is causing the violence there, or what is causing the problem there, and you need to find out. And you have dispatched only the men there, female soldiers, or male soldiers, or male naval staff, or male whatever. You have dispatched them there. They cannot achieve much. But if you have women amongst them, what the women can do, the men can never do what they will do. And this is a fact, because there will be barriers and there will be limitation to how far they can actually go. So we need to marry these things so that we can actually get there, because this is what obtains globally. We have traveled all over the world and we have seen how it is in China, in many places. We find out that the women lead a lot of all these, parastatals and bodies where they are, getting the good story and the desired result. So Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind. So I'm coming back to your question that women, the category of women that are to contest this election can be anybody. Young women, as far as they are constitutionally qualified to contest, professional bodies, women in business, political women, as far as you are qualified constitutionally. And like I said earlier, the position is for anybody, any woman constitutionally allowed to contest. It's not different from the other, honorable members that contest. The only difference is that the office will be contested by only women from all the political parties enlisted by INEC.
Okay, Honorable, you've spoken about challenges, the barriers that could be stopping some women from actually getting involved in this bill. So some of them, it could be social, it could be anything. So what advice, what do you have to say to those people that are willing to take part, to come out, to partake, to answer this call, but some factors are taking them back? So what advice do you have? What do you have to say to such group of women?
Our women are facing a lot, and we know that particularly politically, because for the political parties, you know that the men have been entrenched. They have been there for too long, and they have become power brokers. They have become the gatekeepers. They are the ones that decide if we are here. For you to pass this line, you have to go through us. We are the ones that can decide who goes and who does not go. You understand? This is the situation where the women are. And this is one of the major barriers that women face. So what I would just advise our women is that they should be calm, they should be determined, they should be hardworking, they should remain focused, and they should be positive-minded and never relent. For me, in my dictionary, there is no impossibility there. And I want every woman to take that and keep it in their left hand. That keep no impossibility in your dictionary. Continue to strive. Go through all the rudiments, all the rules and regulations of the party. Do your campaign, do your lobby. Try to, see the leadership. Whatever you think you need to do, try to do that. But don't do anything that will dent your image. So as far as we keep doing our best, we'll get there. And financially, a lot of women face financial constraints. There are ways you can strategize and ensure that what you have, you're able to manage to at least project you so that people know that you are there. Because it's very important, visibility is very important in politics. They have to continue to see you. They have to continue to see that you are trying your best. You are working hard, and you must work hard. Nothing comes easy. Don't think there's any back door anywhere. Work hard. Your whatever you do will speak for you. That will be your compass. And of course, your character. You should have a good character. You should have a good interpersonal relationship with people that you meet in the political party. So, and whatever constraint you have, for those that have cultural constraints, maybe they are from the north and the women are not really allowed to come out and say, hey, I want to contest. Because there was a time we had a meeting and some of my committee members said, in their states, no woman dare go and do poster that she wants to contest. They dare not. If you put out that poster in the morning, by night, they're already in your house and they're already gossiping everywhere that, hey, Fatima, whatever the name is, I'm just using that as an example, is now a prostitute. So she's now doing, she now wants to defy this. And your news is all over the place. Like you have committed a heinous crime. So we still have places like that.
I think we
existing.
Actually need to
so
do more.
In areas like that, yes, the campaign is going down to the ulamas, to the imams, to the leadership of all those communities to educate them that, look, this thing is not a crime. Women need to be represented. It's for empowerment, it's for growth, it's for development. So these are some of the mediums that we are using, practically to get the campaign to the grassroots. And we are not stopping at that. We are using every medium possible. The media, radio, every medium, even though we are having financial constraints as well, even for campaign. You know that you media, you are very expensive. But we are still doing our best to ensure that, we get the message across. And other constraints that women may have, violence, political violence. A lot of women are afraid that, thuggery, they will intimidate you, they can violate you, they can do a lot of things and things like that. We are also trying to, campaign on this aspect so that, violence against women and against anybody generally in politics, the Electoral Act is there, that, actually, ensures that anybody that violates the law will be arrested and they will be duly punished. So, but for our women, I would just encourage them that they should not be afraid, they should not be scared, they should be positive-minded, they should be resolute, and they must remain hardworking. Hard work does not kill. Just continue to do your best, and your best will get you the best results.
Okay, Honourable, thank you. You've spoken well about this. So let's talk about your committee. You're the chairman of the House Committee of Women Affairs and Development. So what are the achievements so far of your committee, and how has this supported or helped or benefited the Nigerian women?
Well, for the Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, we have put a number of things in place to ensure that we continue to support our women. We are working hand in hand with the Ministry of Women Affairs in Abuja here, and of course the National Center for Women Development, now Miriam Babangida Center for Women Development, where a lot of activities have been put in place for our women. And like you can see, for this year, there had not been much of releases, but the ministry is still doing a lot to move around and ensure that Nigerian women are empowered and they are educated. And what we are doing as a committee is that, for instance, some of all these bills, we do our public hearing so that the public is enlightened and, educated on what the bill really means. And of course, we are also sensitizing the public on a lot of things that has to do with women and children, of course. We also have a bill on children. We are trying to see how we can create an agency or a commission for Nigerian children, where issues that concerns Nigerian children are critically looked at and are well addressed for the protection of the rights of our children. We know that there are a couple of, agencies that are adding children to what they do, but we need an agency that will be fully focused on the issue of children. We know that they seem like the most vulnerable that we have in the country, and the rights of these children, if indeed we know that they are the future of this country, we have to take care of our future from the beginning so that the future can be bright. You see that a lot of children have started going into drug abuse. A lot of children are being abused, even by their own siblings, uncles, close relatives. So these are things that we really need to look into so that the future of this country is not impeded. So, and for the committee as well, we have just one ministry and one parastatal. So there isn't so much. It's just about women issues that we discuss. And we also do campaign across geopolitical zones. We are moving through different zones. We have gone to North Central. We are going to Kogi next month to campaign about drug abuse, violence against women, children, and all that. So we do that campaign once in a while. Any state that is ready for us, we visit such states as a committee, and then we liaise with the state governments to campaign with NDLEA and all relevant agencies so that, we ensure that even not just children are into drugs, even housewives, mothers in homes. A lot of men, they are out there working, they go from morning, they come back late at night. You don't know what is happening to your wife at home. Your wife does not see you. Sometimes you travel out, you are there 3 weeks, 2 weeks away. A lot of women going through depression and all that. So we are doing some campaigns in this regard in conjunction with state governments, for us to, educate them and enlighten them on what they need to do to check back and ensure that the home is okay. So these are some of the things we have been doing so far.
So what are some of the challenges you face while?
Challenges, funding. We don't have funding at all. So this is why we go into collaboration, cooperation, and seek support from, development partners.
Let's look at your constituency. You were sent here by people to represent them in here. So how have you been as a woman who is already occupying a seat? So how do you carry your people along? How do you represent them? What are the achievements you've already?
Well, as a representative of Kosofe Federal Constituency, I've been able to do quite a lot in my constituency. I've been able to provide the very first secondary school in Agboyi town. It's across the water in my constituency. The place you have to use a boat to get to the place. So, and they have lacked secondary school close to 80 years, let me put it that way. So
how did you go to school? How did you
I didn't, that's not my own. I have 3 local governments in my constituency. That's just one of the constituencies. So, and they didn't have lights for almost a year. I was also able to facilitate a transformer for them and also power the transformer for them. And they now have lights. And of course, I've been able to also do old people's home for my people in the Magodo axis. And I've also been able to facilitate 2 ICT centers for them in Magodo, in Oduton. And I've done several boreholes because we have issue of water in a lot of places in my constituency. So I've been able to do several boreholes for them to have water. And also I've been able to empower a lot of our women, which is my area of concern. We have many women that we have empowered. So I've been able to empower a lot of our women, which is my area of concern. We empower them with 200,000 naira each. And we have done this for thousands of women, and they are better for it. We targeted the small, scale business owners, people that are selling bread, pepper, and all these things so that they can grow in their business, selling small provisions and all that. So, and I've told them that I'll be monitoring the growth of their business, how many more people they have employed. And I've warned them, don't go and use your money to buy a share bill. Don't go and use it to pay rent. When you are doing your business small, whatever you are able to get and you are saving, you can be paying rent, you can be doing other things. And of course, our women in Kosofe Federal Constituency are growing in business and they are better for it. So that is one thing that really gladdens my mind, and it's a continuous process. We are still continuing that process. Also, I've been able to facilitate a greenhouse farm to my people in Oworo Kingdom, where they can learn how to do small-scale farming in their various homes. So that platform is just to educate, teach them, and train them on what they can do and how they can do it. Also, in Alakwere, I've been able to refurbish 2 schools there, schools that have been dilapidated, and and also in my 12, Maidon, I've been able to also build block of classrooms for them there. I've done so many things that I cannot even recall. I've done several things health-wise. We have been able to ensure that we do surgery for hundreds of our people, free of charge, eye surgery, and all the surgeries were successful. We have been able to do treatment of their teeth, dental health, those that need to remove their tooth, that need to do scaling and polishing, clean their teeth and all that. We have done a lot of unique health programs just to support our people, because you know that health is wealth and many people cannot afford a lot of these things. So we brought it down to the constituency. In fact, my constituency is a big one. It's a very big building. So we converted the building into a hospital, theater, and everything, while they did all they needed to do. In fact, the last one we did, the medical personnel were from US. They came from the United States of America to partner with us, and they did a very good job for a lot of my constituents, and everything was free. So even though I needed to provide some logistics to support the program, we have done so many things to support our people, and I'm very happy that my constituents are happy with me. We have trained a lot of our women on financial management, how to manage their funds, how to manage their business. Education is very important. When you are ignorant, you may be losing a lot. But once you are educated and you know what to do at any point in time, it's a lot of wealth for you. So we have done that. Then our young people too, we have an empowerment program coming up later this year. We're going to be empowering a lot of our constituents, those that want to do probably Uber driving, those that want to use
for the women.
This is generally for young people, okay. And of course women too will benefit from it. So we are coming up with a very big scheme to empower our people generally. So far so good. I thank God for all that we have been able to achieve so far.
Okay, so having done all this, that means you're actually a woman that is representing her people. So what are the challenges? Because you've achieved all those things, and there must be some challenges that you are. And what are the plans or strategies? Okay, there are some people also, some women too, that are occupying different leadership positions, but have not been able to reach out to their people to achieve so much, like as you've just done. So what advice, how do you advise them? What do you have to tell them to guide their path on getting to where you are today to provide for their people?
Well, the challenge that we face mostly, like I said, is still funding. But for me, what has helped me is collaboration. When you try to get funding and the funding is not coming, you rethink, put on your thinking cap and re-strategize. And this is what I have done in so many ways. I've collaborated for a lot of children programs. So collaboration has helped me a lot to do so much. And sometimes it's not even me reaching out. It's because of the progress that I have made so far that is prompting some of these organizations to even reach out to me that, oh, we want to partner with you. And there's this program I do, like quarterly. I give free cooking gas to all my constituents. I say all my constituents. Once we pick a local government, we have done across all my local governments. So once we pick a local government for free cooking gas, except you don't bring your cylinder there, that's when your cylinder will not be refilled. So once we pick a date, I will say we are doing free cooking gas today. We pick the filling station. The line is always very long, and they know they have to be orderly. I go there personally. I share the pass for them, the sticker that they will use to collect the cooking gas. I give them by myself from the beginning to the end. You know, Oyinbo people say if you want something done, do it yourself, because I like things to be orderly done, and I don't like people to be cheated. If I promise something, I want it done. I don't want to say, oh, I promised that I'm giving everybody, and there is only half of them that will get, or the place will become rowdy, and then they will scatter the whole thing, and it will not be successful. No, I don't like to do my things like that. I don't like excuses. I deal with results. So that's why most of the time I go there myself to supervise this. So I do this quarterly, and when I started, later I started having calls from different, support groups that, oh, we love what you are doing, we want to support you. So sometimes people come to support. So this is how I have grown, in developing my people. So for me, I think as women that have challenges in reaching out to their constituents, or probably their honorable members in the national level or at the lower level, what you need to do is to sacrifice. You need to do a lot of sacrifice. So when I started, by using my money, my salary, whatever I get, whatever I have, I started using what I had by sacrificing, and then later I started gaining and, having support. So you have to have the spirit of sacrifice. You have to be committed. You have to have that sense of, being humane, having, that positive attitude that you want to serve humanity. And for me, service at any level is service to humanity. Wherever I find myself, there is nothing that really gives me joy than when I serve people and they're happy. I've done something and I've made those people happy. You can't quantify the joy I get from it. There is nothing else that gives me joy more than that. So I don't know what people get their joy from. I don't know what makes people happy, but that is what gives me joy. So I do it out of passion. I do it out of love. I do it out of my free will. So it's never too much for me to sacrifice. So I'll just advise that any woman that really wants to do that, you have to have that self, inbuilt sense of sacrificing. So when you do that, there's a way God will make things happen for you. And you have to have the fear of God as well. You must be very prayerful. You must be spiritually strong. Because this is our political journey. There's too much politicking, too much toxic vibes here and there. So once you are spiritually strong, you pray regularly, your mind, your heart is clean. You can't be perfect, but at least to an extent, you know that you have done your best. So you won't have anything to worry about. You just move and you move on. Nothing is going to be nothing is going to stop you. You will be unstoppable. Nothing is going to stop you. So it's very important, and then you just do what you need to do, and that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I must say a very big thank you to you, Honourable Kafilat, for this interview. It was really a nice time with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Mr. Speaker, permit me to seek that we suspend our relevant rules to allow me to take this motion of urgent public importance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.